up for debate. Alexis chose violence again with goalies because you know how Alexis and I love to duke it out over goalie situations. Alexis, you wanted to know who has the better tandem. Go ahead, lay it on out for folks.
Well, I got you. Lean into the bit, right? If there's anything that I could teach you young kids about content, it's lean into the bit. And Jesse and I are leaning so far into the bit, we're literally laying on top of it at this point. And the goalie tandem bit will never die. So the up for debate this week is who has been the best goalie tandem in history. And I'm not talking about including the current one in previous ones. So the options were Dwayne Rollison and Manny Fernandez back in the day, Nicholas Backstrom and Josh Harding, or Devin Dubnyk and Alex Stalock. Jesse, take your pick.
I mean, a little rude for you not to do Dubes and Kemps, right? Because
I thought about it, but Alex Stalock, you know, as a former Butte, we got to include him in there. So
and Dubes is a former
and
Butte,
Doobie, yeah.
You know, if we could get Rolly and Manny on here, that would be fantastic
at the same time
too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go Rolly and Manny. I mean, success up and down. But I know where you're going to go with this because I know where your fandom lies. But I mean, Nicholas Backstrom and Josh Harding were also unparalleled. I mean, none of these are like the current goaltending tandem that we have now, except maybe Dubnyk and Stalock. But my final answer, Rolly and Manny.
So you're saying that because they have the best, like they obviously made it the furthest in the playoffs.
That's
best. Why you're picking out. Okay.
Yeah.
This one is hard for me because obviously I would like die for Nicholas Backstrom. I would take a bullet for him. Like I would donate my foot to Kirill Kaprizov and I would take a bullet for Nicholas Backstrom. And that's where my fandom lies. So I love him. I cried when I met him when I was like 12. I don't know. Listen, there's a photo of it somewhere. I'm sure I can find it. But anyway, so
we're going to need that evidence. But please put that into evidence for us.
I literally was so excited to meet him that I cried. Like and he signed my All-Star. I had an All-Star jersey of Nicholas Backstrom. I digress. I love him. But what I will say is because I loved him so much, I hated Josh Harding because I was mad that anytime Nicholas Backstrom didn't play, I was like devastated. So I took that out.
Psychotic levels.
Yes, it was. I probably should have been in therapy for it, but I loved Nicholas Backstrom so much that anytime he didn't play, it was Josh Harding in net. And therefore I hated Josh Harding because he took away games from my favorite goaltender. So I still got to go with that tandem because Nicholas Backstrom is my favorite, but Josh Harding was on my shit list as a child for no other reason other than Nicholas Backstrom could not play 82 games in a season. So it was psychotic for sure. But that's that on that. I will say also, I got to give a shout out to Alex Stalock because he played the style of goaltending that I love, which was just pure chaos all the time. So shout out to him. But I'm going to rest on the hill of Nicholas Backstrom and Josh Harding.
Campbell Kakkinen taking a page out of the Stalock book as of late, just really trying to
with like 10 seconds left.
I hate it.
Okay,
I absolutely hate it. It's just the worst. I can't. My anxiety cannot handle that. I will have to double my medication in order to handle any more games like that. Yeah, that's it. That's good. I think most of you enjoyed the Backstrom Harding based on how we laid these out. If you liked it, you liked the Backstrom Harding. Yep. So 32 of you chose that.
A lot of people liked Rolly and Manny as well for the same reason you did, just because they were the winningest as far as, you know, they got the Wild to the conference finals, only time they've ever been there. And that was, I mean, they were a solid duo, and it's pretty rare in the NHL to get a tandem that's like equally good. You know,
you can trust either of them. Right. Exactly. Like, it's so, like, you go play. That's the dream. That is the dream. That's why they got so far. Going back to the original point, this tandem as it is, you can't trust both of them. They're not going to get to the Western Conference Finals with this tandem.
Okay. If this tandem gets them to the Western Conference Finals, what are you going to give me as a prize?
Remember,
I like monetary
I was
prizes.
wrong, which is a really big
I want like a video apology. I want like a press conference, like apology, like a PSA. I want like a full, like I need Fred producing it.
If
like,
they get to the Western Conference Finals?
Yes.
Done.
Yeah, I'll get the lectern. We'll get the lights, the stage.
I need like a podium.
Yes, I'm so in on that because that will be very hard for me. I will probably cry.
You're gonna have to do like one of those like embarrassed guy presidents things when they have like an affair. You're gonna have like Mike standing behind you, and you're like, I'm just thankful for my support behind me as we get through this time.
He will. It's going to be hard.
We'll rely on my faith.
It's the bit, but because it's not going to happen. So I'm not really worried about it because it's not going to happen.
Sure. Okay.
What if they, so what if they make a trade in the goalie situation before then? What happens?
Oh, okay. I would say that it nullifies the debate. And you'd be out. Even if they made it to the conference finals, then then
that doesn't count.
No, it has to be Cam Talbot and Kaapo Kähkönen have to take them to the conference finals in order for you to give me a public apology with a podium and a full broadcast.
Done.
Thank you.
I'm in.